In the beginning, God. God. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. So he stood between beginning and the substance that makes beginning substantial. In the beginning, God. If God did nothing, beginning will have no meaning. Because beginning was from the day something that is unseen came to be visible. So it was in the creation of the heavens and earth that beginning could be counted. Because until something shows up, you will not find the starting of that thing. So beginning is relevant only when something is done. You won't find beginning until you started school. Then we know from when you started school. So the school brought substance to beginning. Beginning cannot stand in vacuum. Yes, beginning can't stand in vacuum. So God actually made beginning what it is by introducing creation. And creation giving substance to beginning. And he said, in the beginning, God now came and said, now I will give relevance to beginning. I'll bring a substance that can be dated. Then he made the heavens and the earth. So beginning knows that without the work of God, it shouldn't exist. And creation also knows that without the benevolence of God, it shouldn't exist. So beginning and what started in the beginning all owns their loyalty to God. It owns their loyalty to God. So at the end, it is not beginning that is relevant. And it is not creation that is relevant. It is the God that married the two. It is the God that married the two. Your prayer is simple. God, find your space in the beginning of August.
Lord, find your space in the beginning of August.
Find your space.
Find your space, Lord. Wow.
If you don't show up, there will be no beginning of August as far as my life is concerned. There are some people, we finish July and it's like July didn't exist because nothing happened in the beginning and nothing happened in the end. So as far as life exists, there was no substance to characterize their beginning and the end. Because it would take something for beginning to be substantial. One go school ayenya starting time. One ko bobo ayenya starting and ending. There should be something that gives meaning to beginning and end. And that thing is what God does. So when you don't take care, you can finish August and there will be nothing to characterize the beginning of August and the ending of August. Because God did nothing. And when nothing happens, time means nothing. It is substances that gives references to time. Yes. 19something is relevant because Kwame Nkrumah was born in there. So God brought him into the scene. And it made that time relevant. It was the starting point of a great man's life. Are you not getting me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It was a starting point of a great. So it is what God brings into time that actually gives relevance to beginning and end. You are going to pray. God, show up.
God, show up.
So that 1st of August will be relevant in my life.
So that 1st of August will be relevant in my life.
If it doesn't show up, it will pass. And there will be no substance to tell that 1st of August was the beginning of something. Something by God must happen. Yes. Something about God must happen. So that 1st of August can be counted as the beginning of something. Otherwise, it will while away. Because nothing was created at that time. Lord, as I begin a new month, step in with your creation. And give relevance to beginning. So, Lord, I give you your space. I give you your space. Come and take it.
Come and take it, Lord.
If God does not step between beginning and creation, sir, you wouldn't know any. Why didn't beginning start from somewhere? But beginning was brought into the scene after creation was done. So beginning cannot stand alone unless something is done. Ending cannot stand alone. Time cannot stand alone unless something is done in time. Lord, I give you your space.
Jesus, Lord.
If this is the only prayer you pray this night, pray unto your spirit bears witness with you that God is ready to do something.
Yes.
Otherwise, June will mean nothing if God didn't create anything in it. If God didn't do anything in it, it means nothing. It means nothing. Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Have you not seen in John 1:1? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And there was nothing. The same was in the beginning with God, and all things were made by Him. So the moment you see beginning, there must be a making. There must be, because there is no beginning until a God stepped in to make something. So time is not relevant until something that has the power to make stepped in to make something, and then time could characterize that thing. We're going to pray. I need you to do something. Otherwise, August will mean nothing. Lord, I need you to take your place. I need you to take your space. Otherwise, August will while away. And it will play no role in the sand of time. Lift up your voice. What are you doing, oh God? There is a space for you, Lord. There is a space for you. There is a space for you in the 1st of August. There is a space as I begin a new month. Take your place in the beginning of August, God. 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 Step in and create. Step in and make. In the beginning of August, God. I call on my God. I call on my God. I call on my God. There is no beginning without a making, and there is no making without my God. Make, create the glory of your people, create the prosperity of your people, create the glory, the wisdom, create the healing of your people. In the beginning of August, let God take his place. In the beginning of August, August, let God take his place. In the beginning of August, let God take his place. My God, take your place. My God, take your place. My God, take your place. I will not walk through the month without the works of my God. Why? And what will characterize the time if my God does not work? What will characterize the time if my God does not work? Satan, you don't have a place. Satan, you don't have a place. In the beginning is God. In the beginning is God. In the beginning is God. In the beginning of August, hey, there is a space for my God. There is a space for my God. Take over. Take over. Take over. Take over. Take over. Begin the transformation of my children. Begin the transformation of my business. Begin the transformation of my character. Let there be an encounter. My God, step in the beginning. Step in the beginning and make things happen. Make things happen. Make things happen. Make things happen. La katadede undorudududududud alam katadede alaba shandadada ala katadede orabadede ala katadede Makatusha, Rakatana, Wasabanaba, Amanda Kata, Ilo Sabanaba, Ina Kantanaba, Amanda Kata, Ella Canada, Alla Canada, Alla Pandana, Alla Canada, Alla Canada, Alla Canada, Wolo Shandanaba, Ina Canada, Alla Canada, Alla Canada, Utakata, Ina Katakata, Alla Canada, Roboto Shaganaba, Alla Canada, Alla Canada, Akatakata, Arakatakata, Arakatakata, Harakatakata, 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 hadoka baraba, itabakura baraba, halakataraba. Indaraba kaparaba, amanda katuraba, halakadaraba, halakadaraba, oraparaba. God, take your place in the beginning of the month of March. Take your place, and give meaning to the beginning. Give meaning to the beginning. Let the work of your hands give meaning to the beginning. Let the work of your hands give meaning to my beginning in the month of August. In the name of Jesus. Listen. I'm giving you another chance to pray. Anytime you talk about beginning, beginning didn't bring God. Let me tell you, beginning didn't bring God. God existed before beginning. It was creation that brought beginning. Here we are. It was creation. That is why this world was dated from the time Adam was born. Because it is creation that brings meaning to beginnings. For God, he was before beginning. So God stepped into time and started to make things. And from the time he made things, he called it beginning. That is why everybody has his beginnings in the course of time. You celebrate your birthday because that was the starting point of your coming on earth. You celebrate your birthday. Why am I spending time? I need you to see the power of God in seasons like this, and to call on him and say, Lord, August, the beginning of August will mean nothing unless you create something in it, unless you make something in it, unless you make something. Let my prayer, the effectiveness of my prayer life be created here. Let the effectiveness of my Bible study life be created here. So the beginning of August will make meaning when it is the time you started to get an unusual unction to start to study the word and to start to pray. When God begins to make things in that time. So God can make your employment today. God can cause your employment today, and it will make meaning of beginning. And you will start to say, I began working on the 1st of August. On the 2nd of August, in the first week of August, I began working. I began my marital relationship in the first week of August. That means that it is the relationship he provided that gave meaning to the beginning. I just want to challenge you to know that beginning is not powerful until God steps into work. It's not powerful until God steps into work. It was his creation that gave beginning a name. That thing called beginning was first called eternity. It was creation that transformed the name from eternity to beginning. It is from that time we had time in eternity. Now you can have a lifetime because you were created in eternity. And the day you were born became the beginning of your time, your lifetime. And yes, sir, whatever exists in the spirit realm is called eternity. Eternity. It was his makings that brought effectiveness to beginnings and to time. Relevance. All that I'm asking you for is that, Lord, August cannot pass. Jesus. Do something. Do something. Do something. Do something. We cannot say we have entered a new month for nothing. It is your works that will give substance, relevance, and importance to beginnings and to new month. We are going to say, Lord, I surrender. This is my marriage. This is my job. This is my health. This is my ministry. This is it, Lord. Do something and let there be a beginning of something. Lift up your voice.